Hey all, this is going to be a pretty boring video, so I'll start with the juicy bit at the end of where I got to. So this is the Callisto protocol. It's kind of an awkward one. I mean, this is actually the first time I've tried it, and the others have been suggesting some stuff. And Ashok posted a picture where he got 6 off motion controls working, and you definitely can get something okay. It's not brilliant. In terms of, I'm actually running this in native stereo, and everyone else was doing it in synced. There were a few hacky things I was able to figure out, which you'll see me. I'm just going to show like the unedited me fiddling with stuff after this. I was able to figure out there was like an orange flickering that turned off when I turned down the anti-aliasing CVAR. I wasn't able to find, like, similar to some other games like Aliens and Daymare and Attica, where there's like a currently equipped weapon property. It might be there somewhere, but it might be like under some other property somewhere, like nested. So it might still be there. So we've gone the method of just doing the children property, which is okay, but you get this like overlapping kind of problem. I don't know, that might also happen if we get it like that. But yeah, and there's some weird things like the flashlight is like a really tiny world scale cone. You can see it like wandering around, but it seemed like there was quite a lot of detail in that flashlight property, so maybe we can make it a bigger world scale, or like attach that as well to a hand or like the head. I don't know. Yeah, there's quite a lot of options for hiding the character mesh, and there's like some like your health UI that's like on the suit and stuff. But otherwise, I mean, it seems pretty cool to just play this in third person. You play it perfectly fine in third person with a controller as well. So I might put some clips of that in another video. So yeah, apologies if this video is like super boring. But yeah, I thought some people might like the process of what I'm doing. I'm just like figuring out, oh, is there any graphic settings that's causing the problems? Like, this is literally the first time I've played this. Seeing some other people like Praydog and Ashok and stuff mentioning it's pretty heavy on performance, but I don't think this has DLSS, sadly, unless there's like a mod for it. But I was able to get it running in native stereo, and it was looking relatively decent. Definitely need to play around a bit more with it. Yeah, I just thought people were asking me about Callisto protocol, and this is like where I'm at with it right now. So yeah, I might have a dive into this a little bit more. I'll probably start just playing it normally instead of going straight into first person. But yeah, enjoy. So another Alex here. I'm just speeding this up like ×2. But yeah, I'm doing like the normal stuff of just going into acknowledge pawn, reading through all the properties, and they're in alphabetical order, and just trying to see if there's something immediately jumping out. So things like mesh, gun, gore. There was some stuff like melee attacks and stuff like that. And I think probably the gun property might be somewhere hidden under here. I did dump all the CVARs, and I'm just gonna have a look to see, because it just needs a bit more kind of assessment of where these things are, because it's quite a complicated game, lots of like mechanics and physics and stuff. So I mean, probably the first thing people should do is kind of assess. So here you can see I was in the children, and I was just kind of like checking the freed off, and like the freed off works fine. And you can see there's kind of like a slight transparent effect with the body, but luckily there was a lot of like character meshes to hide. And I was using the overlapper there just to see what the name of the meshes were. I did try attaching them, but the overlapper can end up attaching things you don't really want attached. You might see me like move my head slightly because there is like this effect, this orange UI effect. I think it's only in my right eye, so it doesn't actually capture it. And I'm also trying to find something that disables that. You can't actually see it because it's in my right eye. And luckily I discover it in the CVARs. Just kind of checking anything. But it was quite a weird thing, just like anti-aliasing. You wouldn't think it would like disable an entire effect. So that's the kind of thing to check. So you can see I'm just kind of going into everything, every category here, just seeing if there's like any camera lens effect, something like that. And this is just to remove the thing you can't see in my right eye. Yeah, there's an interesting one. I think, yeah. I mean, the way the game is designed, I mean, you probably should be playing this in third person. It might be good with attach the player pawn and then like over the shoulder. But I imagine there's probably quite a lot of camera movement. So I think probably just want to play it vanilla to start off with the gamepad, and leave kind of a first person polished experience to some like entrepreneuring modder. You see that green thing on the back of his head? There was a mesh for that as well. I'm just checking all the controls because I've never played the game before, and I'm just like figuring out what everything does. Also, stupidly hid like a UI thing that showed me switching the weapons. I was like confused how I did that, so I made sure to turn that back on. So yeah, it might be a good idea to play the game a bit and know what's going on before you start messing about. So here I dump all the CVARs. It actually takes a little bit of time. It dumps them into a file so you can kind of read through them. Because there might be some specific things that I can turn off there that aren't in the settings that might be worth turning off. Playing around with the black levels, stuff like that, and normal things. And yeah, up the resolution. Once I up the resolution, it looks really quite pretty. Yeah, I didn't notice any like DLSS, so I just did the temporal upscaler, which looked okay. I think Praydog said he set his to like 50% screen percentage. But yeah, just you can see how much messing about I'm doing. Yeah, just going through all the properties, and then I decided, okay, let's try and actually get this going in 6-off, which is the clip you saw at the start. So I attached the pistol, I attached the shotgun individually, so you can see here me attaching them. Again, similar to Aliens, like you can get the projectile stream is a little bit off somewhat if you're not careful. And it seems like the front half of the gun disappears as well when I was doing that. I was grabbing the shotgun. And this seemed alright, so they are overlapping a little bit. I think there's a little like knife shiv thing. I don't know if I need to attach. And there's like a giant electric club. So I moved the head up a bit, and that's where the green thing got in the way, so I went to turn that off. Oh, I've got a sore throat. Stuff's going around. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly look at this because it was getting a lot of questions asked about Callisto Protocol, and it's like an 80 gigabyte game to download. So, to quickly test these. Well, as you can see, it's going to take a lot of time just to figure out like a good first person for it. But I might just do another shorter video just playing it normally, playing the campaign with a controller, and hopefully I can hide anything that's problematic, just like third person. I haven't played it, and these kind of games do freak me out, but potentially we could get a decent-ish Dead Space type game. But yeah, anyway, I've sped it up too much. Thanks for watching.